Awesome. Now I want ladies only to give it up for me. On the count of 3. Okay? 1, 2, 3, come on. Awesome. Now I want ladies with big nyash only. To give it up for me again on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, come on. You see how the number just reduced real quick? Yeah? We have a big nyash crisis in this country. And guess what? Dinka ladies are the problem. Yeah? You know how they say something and something are like 5 and 6? Yeah, Dinka ladies and nyash are like 5 and 6, 6, 6, 6. And gentlemen, don't ever tell a Dinka lady, share what your mama gave you. Ask me why. Because that is harassment. Yeah, and Dinka ladies, just in case some Mumu guy tells you to share what your mama gave you, this is what you should share. Anyway, on a serious note though, I would like to thank all of you from the top of my heart. Because the bottom of my heart is already occupied by a big nyash. Yeah? For spending your 60K on me. You know? If what Bola book says is anything to go by, you had a chance with that 60K to start not 1, not 2, but 3 multi-million-dollar businesses. You know? But you sat down and you are like, you know what? Manelson is worth 3 multi-million-dollar businesses. Right? If that's not true love, I don't know what is. Come on guys, give it up for yourselves. Yeah. I'm also aware the security situation in the country is not that good. Yeah? And again, you sat down and you're like, you know what? Dying is dying. Whether by bullet or laughter. And you chose laughter. Give it up for yourselves. Before the show continues, I just have 2 disclaimers. Right? Disclaimer number 1, I'm going to perform mostly in English. So if you're a Khatuma, please receive my sincerest apologies from the top of my heart. It's not you, it's me. Disclaimer number 2, this show is being recorded as you can see. So please make sure you laugh loudly. Okay? That's all. A little bit about me. Well, aside from being tall, dark and awesome, I am a professional stand-up comedian. I've been doing it for the last 7 years. That means for the last 7 years, I have consistently been making everybody laugh. Okay, not everybody. And definitely not consistently. But this is my story. And in my story, I'm going to be the hero, right? I'm also a professional petroleum engineer. I've been doing it for the last 5 years. That means for the last 5 years, according to everyone, I've been eating oil money. But honestly, guys, when you look at me from top to bottom, do I look like I've been eating any oil money? Matter of fact, I look like oil money has been eating me. Yeah. And lastly, and most importantly, I am a professional South Sudanese. I've been doing it for the last 30 years. That means for the last 30 years, I've been traumatized, guys. And one quick sign of being traumatized is that you begin to slowly but surely lose your hairline. Yeah? And in my case, I've already lost it, guys. Yeah? This is trauma level 4, guys. And if this is level 4, You guys can imagine what level of president is, right? You guys think he's just obsessed with degrees. No, that's not an obsession. That's a coping mechanism, guys. That guy is going through a lot. Yeah. I turned 30 exactly 108 days ago. Clap for me, guys. Yeah. I know my hairline says otherwise, but I'm 30. And I know a lot of Gen Zs must be wondering what it feels like when you turn 30. Right? Imagine that time when you turn 18 and how you felt. Okay? Now turning 30 is the total opposite of that. Okay? Generally when you turn 18, right? You get excited. Right? And mostly for the wrong reasons. Yeah? You get excited because you can now drink, you can now smoke, you can now fornicate, you can now vote. You get the point? Did I say vote? I meant in community associations. Yeah? And if you are not from board, too bad for you. Yeah. Both people and community associations are like 5 and 6, Yeah. Both people have an association for anything. I know you must have seen them on Facebook or TikTok doing something like this. Yeah, they have an association for that. It's called like Dancers Association. Wait for it, for peace and development. And guess what? Every Shirkat person is a member. Anyway, so yeah, when you turn 18, you get excited about those things. In reality, will be there looking at you like, and then turns to rock bottom like, yo, should I tell them now? And rock bottom will be like, one coach. Tell them later when they're ready to face you at 30. Okay? But generally, when you turn 30 and like when you turn 18, you get worried. Yeah? And this time for the right reasons, okay? You get worried because you start to review your life, from when you turn 18. Yeah? And you find out like, damn, you never actually fornicated like God would. And you never actually voted because you're not from board. And it's at this point where rock bottom turns to reality, like, yo, you can now tell them. And by then, it feels like it's already too late, Especially considering our life expectancy here in South Sudan, Our life expectancy is predictable, Yeah, you can live as long as a Belalier, yeah? You can also live as short as a Kolkul or the governor of Arab State, Otherwise, the average life expectancy in South Sudan, on a good day, is about 35. Yeah? And that got me thinking, maybe Jesus was a South Sudanese guy. Ask me why. Look at how he died and the age at which he died, right? Jesus died at the age of 33. And he did not die of natural death. He was killed by his own people. And that's exactly what happened to most of us as South Sudanese, yeah? We died about the same age. And we get killed. Guess by who? Our own people. Look at what is happening in Nasir, guys. It's devastating, right? And it's not just Nasir. It's Wara, it's Abia. So the whole country at this point, And I know I mentioned Abelalier before, yeah? Abelalier is my uncle in real life, okay? And Abelalier is a living proof that if our fate to die in South Sudan is left to nature, We can actually live long, guys. Yeah. We may all not make it 200 plus like him, but hey, we can get to 69. That's a good age to be laid to rest. But as things stand, the life expectancy is not looking great for us, you know. And that's why the worst question you can ask me right now, as a 30-year-old South Sudanese man, is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Yeah. That shit hits different. Yeah, the best question you can ask me right now, as a 30-year-old South Sudanese man, is, can you work under pressure? And the answer is yes. It doesn't matter if the pressure is increasing, or decreasing, or just increasing. I've been wanting to get married since 2020.
5 years from now.
And each time I reach my deadline, I just give myself a 4 months extension. And at this point, I'm beginning to feel like South Sudan's government. Talk about becoming the monster you feel. I know me wanting to get married in 2020 must have been such a crazy idea, you know? Especially considering we're going through a pandemic, yeah? And not just a regular pandemic, a global scale pandemic. You guys remember Corona, right? Me too. And Corona was not the only problem, guys. That time I was also jobless and broke. Matter of fact, I was not broke. I was poor. Yeah. The only thing I had in my name was actually my name. And in the wake of all of that, I still had the audacity to think that I could afford the most expensive thing you can ever buy in South Sudan, a wife. What was I thinking? If I told I was even thinking. Yeah. And now, guys, it's been like 5 years down the line, and the same feeling is coming back, guys. I want to get married, you know. But this time there's some changes, you know. For example, we no longer have the pandemic, yeah, of course. And I'm no longer jobless. But a few things have remained the same. For example, I'm still poor, guys. And the most expensive thing you can ever buy in South Sudan is still a wife. Yeah. You know, in 2020, I used to think that I was poor because there was a pandemic, because I was jobless. Turns out, guys, I was poor for no reason. And like I said earlier, you know, in 2020, I had nothing to my name. That has changed. I now have a couple of things to my name. For example, I have a company. Here you go. Yeah. It's called Sounder. And if you think I wore this t-shirt to advertise somewhere, you're fucking right. Now go and download Sounder. Aside from Sounder, I own one more important thing, okay? I have a bike. A motorbike. I love to call it a V8, there you go. But haters love to call it a border. And by haters, I mean my friends, my relatives, and the rest of South Sudan. And if you know me in real life, you know how much I love my V8 from the top of my heart. Let me tell you a story. One day, I was coming from the stadium. I had gone there to watch some games. Right? Now I was heading back home. On the way, I was stopped by some beautiful ladies standing by the roadside around landmark. Now, normally, I don't stop for such random people because I know what I have is a V, not a border. But like I said, this girl was beautiful, okay? And I don't know about you, but I'm no longer giving my soulmate any chance or excuse not to meet me, okay? Yeah. So I pulled over, and as soon as I stopped, she hooked on. Yeah? And she went straight to the point, take me to ground. And from her tone and attitude, it was clear that she did not want any interaction. Yeah. I almost regretted my decision, guys, but I was already invested in this mission. So I was like, fuck it, what could possibly go wrong? I was heading that way anyway. Okay, I was not, but let's just yeah, so we started off. You already know that. Yeah, I was overtaking all the cars as if I wanted to brake against the brake. At some point, she was like, slow down. And in my head, I was like, save that for the guy who needs that car. You might need it. And I continued accelerating. Finally, we reached ground. And she was still showing me attitude, guys. Yeah, she got off the bike and again she went straight to the point. She was like, how much? And I was like, well, it could be free. If you give me your name and number. And she was like, sorry, I don't give my name and number to border guys. Ouch, right? And I was like, in that case, it's 5K. She was like, what? From landmark to ground 5K? Make it 3-5. And I was like, sorry, I don't give discounts to rude customers. So guys, she opened her fake Gucci handbag. Yeah, it was fake, guys. When was the last time you saw Gucci spelled as G-U-C-C-C-I? If you saw that, you must have been shopping in custom. Yeah. And guess what, guys? She did not even have that 3-5 she bargained for. This girl had just 2-5. Then now, she was trying to talk nice to me. I was like, nah. Bitch, better have my money. Pay me what you owe me. Don't act like you forgot. So now she had no choice but to call the guy she came to see at Crown. And guess what, guys? Turns out the guy was not even at Crown. Nigga was somewhere in Hong Kong. Turns out he was using Crown as landmark. Get it? Nigga pulled up from that direction of transit, you know? Walking like a real professional pedestrian. You know? And guess what? He was rocking Crocs, guys. My reaction was like, what are those? Yeah. So he came over and the girl told him, what's up, you know? And guess what? This nigga had just 1K on him. So the two of them had a combined net worth of... Yeah. But I'm a good person, guys. You know me, yeah? I decided to sympathize with the guy, you know, because I saw myself in him. In 2020, I was in his shoes. Oh, sorry, his Crocs. Yeah. the lady, yeah? I'm like, yo, bro. Yeah. Man to man. Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna go hard on you, you know. You can just forget the whole thing. I'm gonna let you go. Then I put my hand in the pocket and I was like, have this. I handed in my pocket of condoms, guys. And I was like, remember, if she tells you to slow down, don't. Continue accelerating like. I was like, bro, what are you talking about? That's my sister. I was like, oops, in that case, give me back that packet. And give me that 1K. Then I went over to the sister and I was like, give me that 2.5. Then I went off. And then on the way, I remember they still owed me 1.5. So I went back after them guys. I got up to them. I turned to the guy, I was like, give me those. I took the Crocs, guys. I hate nonsense. So guys, if you see me sooner or later, rocking Crocs, just know someone somewhere in Hong Kong is walking barefoot. If you grew up around the same time I grew up, you must definitely know how hard it was to get sex from ladies, right? You guys remember? Matter of fact, it was almost impossible, you know? And guess what? Back then, we were not even asking for full sex. We were asking for just the thing that... But even that was still too hard. So we were forced to resort to unethical means. You guys remember? Like killing innocent birds. You guys remember? In case you forgot, let me remind you. So back then, listen, since I know you cannot relate to this, so back then, you know, when you wanted to have sex with a girl you were crushing on, you had to kill a bat, roast it, crush it, add pepper or salt to the mixture, and then you have to sprinkle this magical mixture in your unsuspecting victim's urine. You know? And that whole witchcraft was to somehow make her want to have sex with you. And guys, I'm here to tell you, after killing 99 bats, not even one girl made me get close to her bats. That's how difficult it was to get sex. Not even witchcraft to save your blue balls, you know? Yeah. If you told me 15 years ago that one day a girl would suck your dick, I would think you are nuts. But here we are. 15 years later, and girls are not only sucking the dick, but nuts too. Guys, let me tell you about my first time having sex, okay? It's me, not you! What do you mean, no? But before that, let me give you a backstory. Again, if you grew up around the same time I grew up, there was a myth that if you have sex with a girl that is older than you, a boom boom is going to burn your pee-pee. You guys remember that? Yeah, and my cousin went out of his way to always remind me of that, you know? Yeah, so I was turning down boom boom left, right, and center from older girls, man. Yeah. Fast forward to when I was in class 6, we were learning about sexual organs, reproductive system. And after the lesson, the teacher went like, anyone here with a burning question? And your boy was like, and the teacher was like, yes. And I was like, son, is it true that when you have sex with an older girl, a boom boom will burn your pee-pee? teacher was like, no, where did you hear that? And I was like, my former cousin told me. And I was like, what do you mean your former cousin? And I was like, because it's no longer my cousin. What? Why would you lie to me about something like that? Yeah. That day I went home feeling free from the bondage of this evil being, you know. Yeah. There used to be one girl next door, like maybe 5 years older than me. Yeah. She used to offer me boom boom almost every time. Yeah. Her name was Rhoda. And I can't believe I just told you guys she's from God without telling you she's from God, you know. Yeah. If you hear Rhoda, Neruga, Nabora, Boris. So guys, I started to look for Rhoda everywhere. I even went to the house and she was not there. And around that time there were two places she could possibly be. The Masura place and the Daluka place. And back then none of us had a phone. Okay? So I had to go to both places only to find her at the Daluka place. Yeah, she was there dancing. Baba, come on, come on, she'll come to, let's go. Come on. Yeah. After the Daluka, I called her aside and I was like, hi, Rhoda. You remember when you wanted to do bad manners with me? And I did not want to do bad manners with you. Now I want to do bad manners with you. Long story short, we did it, guys. And guess what? My former cousin was right, guys. I pum back my PP. As soon as I put in just the tea, it was hot, so I pulled out. So it's not entirely fair to say that Rhoda gave me my first sex experience because it was barely it. But it is fair to say that Rhoda gave me my first pull-out experience. And has helped me ever since then. Give it up for Rhoda, guys. So I thank her for that, yeah? I also thank her for giving me a reason to stay away from sugar mummies, yeah? Yeah. And come to think of it, as of right now, my dating pool consists of sugar mummies and Gen Zs and angry feminists. And I'm here to tell you I've dated Gen Zs before. I've also dated angry feminists. And if you ask me, I'd rather my PP get bounced by sugar mommy. I'm seeking therapy. Mental health, guys. Mental health, okay? Mental health. And I don't know about you, but finding a therapist in Juba is like finding a dinker girl with a big mash. They probably exist out there, and so are unicorns. But just out of curiosity, any therapists in the building? So you guys exist, huh? Okay, just out of curiosity again. Any different lady with a big mash? Yes. You guys exist? Okay. Awesome. So all you need to get two of the rarest things in Juba is a comedy show. Awesome. I think I have an idea. Yeah. After careful consideration of everything in my life, careful evaluation, I have come to a conclusion that all I need at this point is a therapist and a dingle lady with a big nose. Hear me out. I need a therapist for my mental health, and I need a big nyash for my mental health. And my parents need a dingle lady for God knows what the hell. Thank you guys, you've been amazing. Thank you.